Good evening, everybody. This is Ken Rodriguez for the North American Grand Prix Assetto Corsa Thursday Night GT2 League, and we are coming to you live from the Mid-Season Classic at Spa-Francorchamps. Before I go any further, though, I want to introduce you guys to my co-commentator tonight. We got Jonathan. We got J-Mac with us tonight. How you doing?
Hey, good, Ken. How's everybody doing? I hope you're ready for a good night of racing.
Yeah, I gotta say that I am, Johnny, because this here happens to be perhaps one of the most tolerable, most favorite track of most drivers here at the North American Grand Prix, and it has proven to be pretty popular among the Thursday night guys too.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. We've got a lot of great drivers and some new guys showing up tonight, so it should be really good.
Yeah, I gotta agree. So I brought the track map up just so we can discuss this track a little bit. The history of this track goes way, way back, way before I was born, way before I was even a thought to my parents. But total of 20 corners on this particular layout, and it is, yeah, you got the Eau Rouge Complex 3, 4, and 5. That's always an area of contention for drivers, and Johnny, you know this. You race, you've raced with the Monday night guys, the Thursday night guys, and so you're no stranger to the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Can you talk a little bit about Eau Rouge and what it is that drivers need to do to keep consistent through there?
Well, I think really what everybody needs to do is drive within their limits and the limits of their car, and especially as the tires start to wear out, and be cautious at the start. Otherwise, this track is flat out, seat of your pants type of track, and it's gonna be fun to watch all these guys tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is, no doubt, going to be a lot of fun to watch this. So we're expecting some really good racing. Now, the one thing that we've noticed here on Thursday nights is, and we're hoping that this changes for the better at some point, is that typically in Assetto Corsa, after the pit rotations, everybody kind of spreads out and kind of gets into their own rhythm. In a lot of cases, they go unchallenged. They're not particularly in battles with a lot of different drivers, as opposed to what you see on Monday Night GTR2. So we're hoping that that changes as some of these drivers become acclimated with the sim.
Yeah, it will. In the competition committee, specifically Al and Brad are working on fixing all those kind of issues. You know, this is the first season for the sim, and it's a big learning curve, but it's the way forward for.
Yeah, that it is. So we're looking quickly here at Moises Caraballo. He's one of the what I call the Dominican contingent. We got an influx last week of a bunch of new faces around here, and you actually got to race with some of these guys. And what are some of your first impressions there, J-Mac?
They're aggressive. They're very aggressive. They run clean. For the most part, I think they're like us. They're just getting used to the sim. It's a lot different than GTR2 was. And it's just going to take a little bit of time, I think, not only for the new guys, but even the more seasoned veteran guys to really get a handle on this. And, you know, the setups on the cars are so much different than GTR2. Mr. Poole and a couple other guys have been lending a lot of help to the other guys, which is really nice to get them to understand what these changes that we were so used to before, really what they're doing in this sim. So they're doing great. It's just going to get better as we go, as people get a handle on their car.
Good deal, definitely good deal. You know, early indications right now, Brad Maris is currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard with a 220.1. Those times are perhaps, I want to say, oh, there he goes. He just dropped it down to a 218. I was about to say that those times seem about 2 seconds off what these guys can typically do in GTR2, but both Brad and Al just proved me wrong, because we've got 4 guys now, Alfonso Rodriguez, Brad Maris, Al Merriman, and Thomas Schubeck, all with 218s right now, so I guess they proved what I was about to say wrong.
Yeah, they got that Mercedes running pretty good. And Alfonso, he's really getting faster and faster. And I think the more that we drive these cars, you're going to start seeing the speeds dropping down. You know, Al might have to be like the FIA and start hurting the horsepower.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, speaking of Alfonso Rodriguez, he seemed to have struggled a little bit last week because he ended up finishing in 6th, and I recall that he had gotten dropped back to the back of the pack early on in the race and just kind of sort of had to make his way back up. But all in all, when you consider that we started with 20 drivers, we had half the field that dropped. Well, I don't want to say they dropped, but we had half the field DNF.
Yeah, there was some issues there. I was actually battling with him at the very end. Thought I had a comfortable 6th place at the end there until he comes storming back up there. And we raced for 2 laps, and he runs really good, really clean. But I think at the beginning, I mean, the guys need to get used to the cars and be more cautious. Some of the newer guys need to get a little more cautious at the start.
Good stuff. Well, you know what? We've got about 18 minutes left of qualifying here. And now we see that Andrew Werner went ahead and jumped up to the top of the leaderboard with a 2:17.574. So, looks like these guys here are really putting in their all. Certainly not backing down, not holding anything back because, boy, 2:17s, that's pretty fast around here.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to see John Ludden up there. He's carrying quite a bit of weight. Bjorn's doing good. He's up in 10th now.
Yeah, no, he certainly is. And John Ludden moved up to 9th. So, boy, you know, it's still a lot of qualifying time left. We're just going to have to see how this one shapes up.
Yeah, it never surprises me how these fast guys go so fast carrying all out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've driven a car with 40 kilos of ballast, and it surprised the heck out of me. So, boy, you know, we have...
On board there with Al?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're on board there with Al?
I am on board with Al, yes. We are going around Spa with Al.
You really got that Mercedes moving in. Mr. Schubeck is getting there too by the look of it.
Yeah, no, he's got that Mercedes looking real good, man. You know, we're scheduled for a maximum of 35 laps here tonight. And don't know if we're actually going to go the distance. Possible that we will, but we'll just have to see how that works out.
We'll go the distance for sure. To see who's got the gas mileage. That's something I was battling with the Audi, was the gas mileage. That's the way I drive. Our resident driving instructor, Brad Myers, took my car for a spin last weekend. He was easy able to do the fuel mileage and faster lap times, of course, than I was. But I got to start learning how to. I got to take maybe these driving classes. Have you taken them before?
I have, and I got to tell you, it's amazing how Brad can get you to coax performance out of a car without so much as a tweak or suspension change to the car. One thing that he focuses in on as he's giving you some pointers is to learn to feel what the car can and cannot do beneath you. Now, of course, you know that these are virtual race cars, so we rely 100% on our visual senses and then the force feedback from our wheels. So if you got your wheels set up right, I got to tell you, it works wonders.
Sure does, and I highly recommend to anybody that needs it is to Ian, Brad, or Greg Myers. Also, if they need some help learning how to drive this car, and they would be more than willing to help. Our resident driving instructor.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, speaking of Greg Myers, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Consistent, he also one of the sessions that I had joined several seasons ago here at NAGP for the driving school. We were between seasons in GTR2. He also gave me some really good pointers on how to pick out the best driving line around the track, and that helped me pick up, you know, from a few tenths to a whole second on lap times, which is great. You know, I'm not fast by any means. I'm not an alien, but anytime you can pick up half a second to 1 full second, I think that's great progress.
Oh, that's excellent progress. I used to, when Greg was running GT1s, I would always try to pick up his bumper and ride with him. And it's amazing what you can learn riding behind either, you know, him or some of these other alien guys.
Absolutely. So, Jeremy Bryant jumps to the top of the leaderboard with a 217.4, and now Andrew Werner answers back with a 216.6, so nearly a full second faster than the previous Jeremy Bryant pole position of 217.4.
Ouch.
Yeah, so these guys are laying down the gauntlet here tonight, and you know what? I think that the message they're sending to the rest of the field is, catch us if you can. To be quite honest, these guys are just putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're... I don't practice quality ever, but I usually am 2 seconds faster than my best time. So the best I would have been is somewhere in the 18. So to put a 16 down, that's... I don't think it's over.
No, probably not.
I think Aaron's going to come up here screaming in a minute. Unless he's carrying 40 kilos.
You know, that's something I did not check to see today.
Well, he's definitely carrying 30, I think. He's carrying 30 kilos for success power.
Well, I got to tell you, Andrew Werner, certainly he figured something out in that C7, because he's just blazing fast right now. We're actually on board with him. And, boy, I got to tell you that he's hitting the apexes, getting out of there in a quick hurry.
Yeah, it's a great car. It's got a lot of work. A place like Spa. Good handling. And Andrew and Dave, they really know how to work the setup also. And teammates for many, many, many seasons.
Yep, absolutely. So I see that tonight Connor Swain is actually in the number 57 Chevy Camaro, so I'm thinking that he must be subbing for our good friend Jack Ivey.
Yeah, I thought no, Jack's here. It's his teammate, Ackerman, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Jack is in the server. That's right. He's driving the number.
Jack's running a respectable.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's up there in 15th at 220. It's about as good as I can do. So here alone, I'd be about 4 seconds off the pace. That's just crazy.
Yeah, Jack has been getting better and better and better. I'm really, really happy. He's really enjoying this sim too, which is good to see.
Yeah, he's a traitor. He left me alone on Thursday nights. He left me all by my lonesome. Yep. I had to throw it out there. I got nothing but love for Jack. He's a great co-commentator. But you know what? There comes a time in a person's hobby life where they too have to enjoy what they do. You know, right now, myself, because my family and I moved from one state to the other. We moved from New York to New Jersey and bought a house for ourselves. Well, you know, it's been a little bit hard to get in there with the practice and, you know, commit and dedicate myself to running a full season for Monday nights. So, you know what? I figured, you know, this is my contribution back to the community. And yeah, I'm okay with not running Monday nights for right now.
Yeah, you're like all the rest of us. We got to run something. You get that in. But I know what you're going through. I'm buying a house myself, and I think we'll be moving in about 2 weeks into our new place. Kind of scary and excited all at the same time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it is. It is.
So can you hear me well?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat room. I am going to see what I can do to boost your volume here.
We still got 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we still have 8 minutes left. I thought that I could actually increase your volumes, but it doesn't look like I can actually do that for you.
Well, I'll jump in. Is that any better?
It is for me. I can hear you much louder. Hopefully, our viewers in the channel too will get the benefit of that louder volume.
I even turned off my irritating fan for the broadcast. I'm sweating bullets here.
Oh, and it looks like Mike Greatrix hit escape by mistake. Oh, that just sucks.
Yeah. And it looks like Mr. Watten's not going to put a quality time in. I think he's decided to start from the back tonight. Might be a smart move.
You know, here, going through a Rouge, first lap, cold tires, itchy drivers. Yeah, perhaps it is a very smart move.
Yeah, I've done that a lot on Monday nights, just to stay out of the way and enjoy it.
Oh, coming together between Mike Greatrix and one of the Aston Martins.
Ouch. I think he's trying to put in a quality lap real quick.
It appears that just looking back at the website here, Wathen has a no quali tonight.
Oh.
Yes, sir. So let's see here. Donington, which was our last race. You know, Alfonso Alvarez, next event he attended, he also has a no qualifying. Greatrix carrying around 40 kilos, and Marty Wren also with 40 kilos.
And I think, like I said earlier, I think John's carrying like 100 kilos or something. He's still doing a 218.
Well, no surprise there. Yeah, so Wathen's no quali actually stems from the Silverstone race. He did not race last week at Donington, so there you go. That's why he's sitting back there. But got a few guys with some penalty ballast here tonight, and boy, you know, at fault contact season total, we are but a few races into this season, and we got Carlos De La Torre. He's got 3, and Mr. D'Angelo has 2. So these guys gotta watch that, because that's something they don't want to ramp up too quickly. After 5, you are penalized.
No quality.
Yeah, you get a no quality. So we got.
Yeah, we may have to send them a.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, we may have to send them a PM just to make sure they're aware of it.
Yeah, perhaps.
I talked to a few of them last week.
Yep.
And their English is limited.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Andrew Werner still sitting up top, 216.674. Alfonso Rodriguez now jumps up to second with a 217.147. So about 7/10 off the pace. And Jeremy Bryant sitting in third with a 217.3. Brad Maris also now, he jumps up to fourth with a 217.375. So he is 4/100ths of a second off the pace.
Oh, Mike already said a 219 after he disconnected. Got himself back in third.
Yeah, I saw that he got himself back into the server, yep.
But I'm not too sure, do they lose their time when they exit? I don't think they do, right?
I don't think that they do, or I think it a certain time lapse has to occur before that happens.
Right.
So most of the guys are actually back in the pits. You got Carlos De La Torre out there, and you got Tom Schubeck. Andrew Werner still out there. Don't know how much better his times could get. John Ludden is still out there. Christian Sanchez driving the BMW Z4 is out there, and Mike Graytrix perhaps trying to better his time a little bit, and looks like Graytrix may have a high ping rate to the server, because he looks to be sliding kind of sideways on my screen here. John Ludden now putting in his best of a 218.5.
I guess Marty Uran didn't show up tonight.
No, it doesn't look like he did.
Well, we need to start working on some more tracks with more pit boxes.
Yeah, I absolutely agree there, John. So Graytrix is going to take it off. After, what's that? He gets a bit of an improvement. He drops from a 219.9 to a 219 flat. So, and you know, we got less than a minute of qualifying left. So it doesn't look like these guys are going to get any better times at this point.
No, not enough time. I guess the guys on their final laps right now will get a time. That looks like about it.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like everybody's actually in the pits right now, and so once this clock winds down, we're gonna go ahead and move it over to the race session. Or is there a warm-up?
Everybody's running to the bathroom.
Is there a warm-up in Assetto Corsa?
Nope. That's why I said everybody's running to the bathroom right now and getting their waters.
Yeah, getting their
waters.
Yeah. You know, I'm fortunate. I've got a restroom just 3 steps away from me, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's a really nice basement you got there and setup. Beautiful.
Yeah, much better than what I previously had, so quite happy with it, you know. It's been a long time coming.
Good for you.
So we're here now. Let's see, who do we have? We've got Andrew Werner starting on pole, Alfonso Rodriguez, Jeremy Bryant, Brad Maris. Al Merriman will actually start 5th, and Moises Caraballo in 6th. Tom Schubeck, David Poole, John Ludden, Bjorn Heyman rounds out your top 10. Christian Sanchez, Mike Graytrix in 12th. Carlos De La Torre will start 13th. Jack Ivey 14th. Connor Swain 15th. Aaron Parsons in 16th, way back there. Dave Raleigh in 17th. Martin Walters 18th. Gregory Myers in 19th. Omar Gomez 20th. John Wathen in 21st. And Alfonso Alvarez in 22nd. Well, we actually have room for one more, it looks like.
Give me back my car.
He's let you get right back in here real quick.
I don't know who's missing.
I'm not sure. I believe if you try to get in, the car that's not taken is actually highlighted in bright white as opposed to gray.
Problem is I don't have a setup for it.
Oh, you could just use it to broadcast and switch from car to car, but which is really easy. Control 1 and Control 3. Control number pad 1 and Control number pad 3. Control the camera views. Alright, so they're off. Let me find out who's where. So Andrew Werner out in front, and it looks like he is being challenged by Alfonso Rodriguez, who now aggressively takes over first. Oh, Andrew Werner, losing it through Eau Rouge, has now been dropped back to 4th, and he's got a contingent of really fast cars coming up behind him. So it's currently Alfonso Rodriguez, Brad Maris, Jeremy Bryant, and Andrew Werner dropped back to 4th. So we spoke about it, John, you know, getting through Eau Rouge, and you mentioned it, that first lap, all important, and it looks like your pole sitter, Andrew Werner, I guess he caved into some of that pressure and has got relegated back to 4th now.
At least he maintained the top 5, though. This is a long race, 35 laps, spas.
Yeah, that it is. So you have an early three-way battle up front for first, and these guys, these drivers do not seem like they want to give each other an inch early on. So Moises Caraballo now moves up into 5th. David Poole to 6th. And Al Merriman now drops back to 7th.
Brad slid up into 3rd.
Yeah, Brad is running 3rd, and his teammate Jeremy Bryant is right in front of him. So, Suspect Speed Racing, you know, currently in the team championship points hunt, and this is certainly looking good for them now, running second and third. Oh, as we see that Brad Maris actually has to lift off the throttle. He was getting too much draft from his teammate there, Jeremy Bryant, going through the Kemmel Straight. He had to lift just slightly.
Yeah, it's too early for any crazy move.
So we have our pit lane reporter, Gup Douglas, down there in the trenches with some of the teams and talking to some of the crew chiefs, and looks like some of these drivers have gone soft front, medium rears, and looks like we may have had an altercation between Martin and Greg Myers. I'm going to scroll back there real quick and see if we can pick up what's going on. Oh, Aaron Parsons loses it through, I believe it's Blanchemont? Oh, no, he's actually midway through Sector 2.
It's too noisy on the in-car.
Yeah, it's very noisy on the in-car for sure. So, I mean, right now, you know, running order hasn't changed much up front. You've got Alfonso Rodriguez, Jeremy Bryant, Brad Maris, your top three, and a small gap back to Andrew Werner. So, you know, Alfonso Rodriguez last week, he looked to be a little bit in rare form, but boy, this week he seems to have gotten it together. At least in the early going right now. We still have a whole lot of racing to go. Oh, Jeremy Bryant takes it sideways with a slide. On board with Moises Caraballo, he is currently running in 5th. Another part of the Dominican contingent, as I call them here.
That's the good thing about NAGP. We have a lot of different cultures racing with them. It's good to see. Very good.
Yeah, we are truly an international league here at the North American Grand Prix. We've got them from all over. We got guys racing right now from Australia, where it's the middle of the day, and they get on out here and race with us.
I think maybe Aaron and Raleigh came together. They're in front and back of each other, right?
They are.
And Raleigh has damage.
Well, taking a look at Raleigh's car, it's quite possible that he's got some damage there. And Parsons, he's directly right behind Raleigh, so not exactly sure what happened there, but I think you might be right. They may have had a coming together. I do not see Greg Myers any longer. I think he might have dropped.
Yeah, if he got too much damage, he couldn't get back around.
You know, too much damage on a car around this track, man, is absolutely horrid.
Yeah, you can easily get lapped just trying to get back, and sometimes cause even more problem.
Well,
I've seen that many.
Yeah, I remember last season you guys ran here for the mid-season classic as well, and there were a few of the drivers who got damage to their car, and the complaints afterwards were that they couldn't drive the car. It was undrivable. It was at that point they couldn't be competitive at all.
Looks like Jack and Greatrix and Shoobs and Waffen are in a nice little battle here.
Yeah, they certainly are. So you've got these four guys here in the middle of the pack right now. Oh boy, one of the Alfonsos just dropped. Don't know if it was Alvarez or Rodriguez. But
Waffen takes advantage of Shoobs.
Yeah, he sure did, man. He just slipped right under there.
Yeah, Shoobs went a little wide there, and that's all she wrote.
Oh, I see you're in the server, Johnny.
No, I exited. It's too difficult to look at all these different screens. I've got Al on one screen and you on the other screen.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to watch Al's race and help you broadcast a little.
Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, we really appreciate you stepping up, man. I gotta tell you, just having you here is a huge blessing to me, and will certainly make the night go by a lot faster.
Yeah, I'm glad I could help. I'm not very good at this, obviously, but maybe a little practice will make perfect.
Yeah, certainly. No, you sound great. Alright, so it looks like Alfonso Alvarez was the one that may have dropped from the server. Or there may be some server issues going on, people that might be lagging out a little too long. But Alfonso Rodriguez, still your race leader, followed closely by Brad Maris, who put the moves on Jeremy Bryan. Jeremy Bryan is now back and forth. Andrew Werner got back by Jeremy, so he's Andrew Werner now running in third. So top three, Rodriguez, Maris, and Werner.
And they're followed by Jeremy, Moises, Mr. Poole, Al Merriman, and Bjorn, Jack Ivy, and Mike Greatrix topping out the top 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. And boy, you know what? I got to tell you, I'm looking at Brad right now. So I've never seen Brad push too far in his first stints since he's been riding Assetto Corsa. And, you know, it looks like he's just content to kind of have Rodriguez pull him around the track, maybe exercise a little fuel preservation there. But I don't think Brad will wait too long to actually pit unless he's come up with some off-the-wall strategy here for tonight. But he'll just wear you down as his opponent and wait to jump you in the pits. If he comes out behind, if he's battling for that lead, come post pit rotations, best be believing we'll be seeing some an uptick in Brad Maris's. Oh, something! Oh, Alfonso takes it off the track. Oh, Alfonso taking it off track and now dropping down to fourth.
And you were saying? Sometimes it's just a little pressure, all it takes.
Yeah, you know, that was the broadcaster's curse, I guess, for Alfonso, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know, anytime you spend too much time on one person, they end up getting the jinx, man. They get the juju.
Let's move the juju to someone else.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, I tell you. But you know what? There's still a whole lot of racing left to be had, and I don't think these guys got to pressure themselves way too much. You know, I'm actually back at that battle in the middle, and you know, John Waffen currently running in 11th, trying to hunt down Mike Greatrix. He's got Tom Schubeck right on his tail. And Christian Sanchez driving the other BMW Z4 not too far behind them. Aaron Parsons now getting by Connor Swain for that 15th position. Connor Swain now back in 6th, I'm sorry, 14th, and Connor Swain back in 15th.
Something happened to John Liddon. He's way down in 18th now.
I was just looking at P-Tracker and noticing the same thing now. I believe that you said that he was carrying how much ballast around here?
I thought 100 kilos. I might be mistaken, but it was quite a... He's been very successful.
You know, quite possibly at this point he's figuring run as best as he can within the points, if he can get back up into the points. See if he can shed some of that weight.
Yeah, they're going for a team championship, I think.
Well, then, boy, I gotta tell you, then, perhaps, needs to get up into them points to help that team championship along. So, all right. So yeah, I actually have the weight ballast sheet up, and John Ludden is carrying around 100 kilos. Brad Maris 40 kilos. Marty Uren, he's not racing tonight, but he's allotted 40. Greatrix has 40. David Poole has 30. Al's got 30 himself. Parsons with 20. Let's see here. The Lamborghini Gallardo number 25 has 40, but that's vacant right now. So, and we have some folks that have shed some weight as well. Jeremy Bryant sheds 20 kilos, and Bjorn sheds the 40 that he had. So, you know.
Yeah, Bjorn's running light tonight.
Yeah, he sure is.
And he's showing it. He's running 8th place now, chasing Al. He's still about 3.5 seconds back of Al.
That Nissan GTR is quite stunning looking, but not too keen. I'm not too fond of its performance on track.
I think it's one of the better cars, to be honest with. It's very fast.
Is it now?
John showed that. He's carrying 100 kilos. He said he was carrying 100 kilos.
Right.
And Bjorn's been doing really outstanding this season. His speed has been really fast. Took a couple of glitches here and there, but once he gets that sorted.
Hey, Jack Ivy's up to 9th place. So Jack Ivy now in the top 10. Looks like he's got Greatrix right behind him. And we've got the battle brewing here.
Yeah, Jack just needs to keep it in the line, and he'll be good to go. Camaro's a good car too, good hand. I think Jack likes it a lot.
He does. Yeah, I've had some conversation with him about it, and he does. He likes it. He likes the handling of the Camaro. You know, Jack's the kind of guy, he'll drive anything really, but he's really digging the Camaro.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a teammate right now to bounce off ideas and setups and stuff.
Well, I mean,
doing an awesome job, Mike.
hopefully Connor Swain will step in, because I believe that Johnny Ackerman is not going to participate the rest of the season. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. Jackson for somebody to step in for the rest of the season, and hopefully Connor Swain will do it. Start working on it.
Yeah, Swain is definitely a good man. Somebody good to have as your teammate, because he's quite savvy with the car setup and also with driving lines. He's been doing fantastic on Monday night GTR2 League. So
Sure has. He's really stepped up his game this season and last. Not good for the mid-pack guys like me, but good for him.
So Al Merriman is now chasing down Mr. David Poole as they go through La Source. And David Poole currently running in 6th and Al Merriman 7th. And Al Merriman's getting some pull for sure off of that Corvette C6.
I think David's also carrying from Dallas also, right?
Yes, sir. And Al's going to go for the pass through the Kemmel Straight. Let's see who's brave enough going into the into the braking zone.
Yeah, David stays to the inside. Oh, he's got him passed. He's got him clear.
So Al picking up another spot, but David Poole looks like he's not too happy about that. Doesn't want to let him get too far away from him. But it looks like that Mercedes got some pace as it goes wide in that turn.
Yeah, and Al's got that wheel cranked.
Moises running up in 5th, and Alfonso Rodriguez in 4th now after his little mishap. Jeremy Bryant in 3rd and Andrew Werner in 2nd. So Werner getting by Bryant and now is going to start. Looks like he's making some small inroads to Brad's position. Now I know typically Brad is watching those gaps, the split gaps, and the gaps to those that are relevant around him. So no doubt that Brad will be making adjustments as necessary. He did a little power slide going into that bus stop.
Yeah, you saw that? I think that was Jeremy, or was that Brad? I think it was Jeremy.
That was actually Brad. Yeah, Brad he got a little sideways and had to correct himself there.
Gather it up. Like I said earlier, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out after the pits.
Yeah. Looks like David Rowley just decided that he didn't want to go around Eau Rouge, so he went straight through it.
Yeah, I've been seeing these lines. I see a lot of guys doing that.
Yeah. So David Rowley's actually driving the #1 Audi tonight. He's kind of sitting back there in 17th. Al Merriman, David Poole still going at it, and Al is now starting to pull a little bit of a gap on David Poole. Bjorn gets himself up into 8th spot, and Jack Ivey still running in that 9th. And Mike Graytrix now not a real threat to Jack Ivey, so Jack's just got to keep it smooth and steady, consistent laps, and he'll be okay. Aaron Parsons.
Yeah, no mistake.
Yep, that's it. Aaron Parsons makes his way up to 11th now. John Wathen still back there in 12th. He's got Mr. Connor Swain all over his rear bumper. Oh, Wathen takes it way wide.
He takes it real wide. Might have got a little yellow paint.
Well, he took it so wide that Connor Swain actually got by him.
You were on board there with Connor Swain, right, and everything?
Well, I was now on board with John Wathen, and it looks like he goes wide again, lets Christian Sanchez by. So Wathen now starting to get a little inconsistent in his driving. Needs to refocus. Because right behind him is Tom Schubeck and that other Mercedes, and Mercedes appears to be pretty strong here at Spa tonight.
Yeah, the reason I was asking, Ken, is I noticed that CPU occupancy warning, and it seems like every time you're on board with a Camaro, I was kind of curious, is that their warning or your warning?
I believe that's my warning, and I just pay absolutely no mind to it because my CPU usage right now across all 8 cores is about 17%. So I think the game is registering something different, but it does not affect my performance.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research on that issue, and it's definitely a physics issue, the way the game handles it.
Okay.
And I kind of narrowed down that the Camaro is one of the problems. I don't know exactly why it is, and I'm still researching that, but I know it has everything to do with physics. I already proved that.
Yeah, you know what? That could make sense.
Yeah, if a bunch of cars get in contact with each other, especially for some reason the Camaro, it really jumps your occupancy, and then they start getting stutters. And I've noticed a lot of guys complaining every once in a while about a stuttering. I know that a set of courses working on the issue, so I'm pretty confident here pretty soon that issue will be resolved.
Yeah, that'd be great because my understanding is that their next release is going to be big in online, multiplayer functionality. So I'm waiting for that, as is everybody else. We just witnessed Tom Schubeck getting by John Wathen as John Wathen went very wide again through the Pujon section of the track and allowed Mr. Schubeck to kind of just slip on by.
I'm wondering if John decided to try softs out.
You know, that could be.
Maybe.
I believe that the setup's default to the soft tire. If he did not have a setup with a different tire saved, then very possible that he went out there with some soft, which would have been a bad move.
Yeah. Great for the first 5 laps, but after that, out.
Well, out front is Brad Maris, followed by Andrew Werner in the Corvette, and then the second half of Suspect Speed Racing, Jeremy Bryant running in 3rd.
Alan and Mr. Poole are having one heck of a battle right now. I want to switch to the... It's like David got back around Al, and then Al got back around him, and David just got back around him.
Yep, we just caught up with that battle now.
Al was nice enough to let me jump on board with him tonight, so I've been able to watch his battle.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I like that. So Bjorn Heyman is running 8th still. We're going to be having pit rotations coming up here, I would say maybe around lap 16, 17. What do you think, John?
Yeah, most guys will try to probably go to 18. But you might see a couple guys come in on 17. I think actually the leaders will probably come in on 17. And then they'll go the distance for the last 8.
Right, right.
Mainly because of the tires, you know, you're going to lose time, I think, if you wait too long. With the Audi, I didn't have any choice. I had to pit on a specific lap either way.
Really?
And my driving style.
So it's not so you had to stop on a specific lap.
I have to because of the way my driving style. I can't save fuel like Brad or any of the front runner guys. So I have to run as much as I can on the first stint and then hope I can make it on the second. But it's not an issue with the car or the game. It's an issue with my right foot. I don't feel right if I don't have my foot planted.
I hear you loud and clear.
What lap are they on now? I can't see any lap.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that I can't either because I would have seen it had this lap count been working properly. Oh, I'm sorry, they're on lap 13. No, I got it working properly. There we go. They are on 13 of 35 right now.
So they should be thinking about coming in here. Looks like we already have one guy in the pits. Oh no, that's you. That's kind of nice. The little ticker on the bottom has the times or where they are if they're in the pits.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden this thing is working where it wasn't before, now it is. Go figure.
Yeah, all we had to do was talk about it, just like the broadcaster's jinx.
Yeah, you know, you get the broadcaster's jinx. I think we just gave it the broadcaster's magical fairy dust.
No fairy. Okay, Al's hitting the pit. I think he's had enough of those tires.
Yep, we see that. So Al's in the pit now. Very good. Wow, but that's early here, Johnny. 14.
Yeah, but he can. Al's pretty good at the fuel, and so is the Mercedes is pretty good at the fuel. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to make it to the end. I think he was just having too much problem with damage and tire degradation. Sometimes in this sim, if you get any damage, it's better just to pit, because you just lose too much time.
Right. So I would assume, you know, if it was, let's say, partially a tire change choice, then he may have opted to go on with maybe some hard tires.
He should be able to make the rest in mediums. It might have just been the damage he was carrying. Maybe he had some damage or something. Like I said, in this sim, if any damage, especially at a track like Spa where aerodynamics is everything, you know, for top speed, it's better just to pull in the pits and get it fixed. So it looks like John Watson, it was on soft slick, as we suspected.
Yeah, you know, David Rowley's also in the pits now getting service, it looks like.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys made a bad choice there on the sump. Don't think Al did that. I think Al probably had some damage he had to take care of.
Yeah,
Just hope that Al doesn't
right.
have to make hits. So where does that put Aaron now? Aaron should be moving right up the field there now. It's like he's catching Bjorn.
Well, that puts Parsons up in 7th right now.
And I suspect, I haven't tested the Viper, but I suspect the Viper is going to be pretty good on gas. With Aaron driving especially.
Yeah. Oh, your top 6 have not pitted yet.
I think we're coming up on lap 15 now. Yeah, lap 15.
Yes, sirree.
But I expect to see him in the next couple laps. They're probably going to wait to see who, where everything's stable, which is pretty stable right now with Brad and Andrew. I think Jeremy's fallen back a little bit there.
Well,
probably lap 17 we'll see him come.
I think that as we go season to season, we'll probably see the car packs come together a little bit more closely in performance, like we do with GTR2. So that way there's no, unclear advantage over the rest of the cars that are running for the season.
Yeah, they're already working on the new pack for next season, balancing the cars and fuel and all that.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the biggest areas of contention that like I said, that I have with the Assetto Corsa League is that after pit rotations, everybody's so spread out, so all across the track. It reminds me of the old Formula One days.
Yeah, that's for sure. And learning the new setups. I mean, the tweaks, the clicks in the car now, a lot of them are different than we're used to in GTR2, again, like I said earlier. And some of the guys have come to terms quicker with it. Maybe they did a lot more testing than the other guys. But some guys obviously got more accustomed to it quicker than the other guy.
Oh yeah, quite possibly. I agree with that.
Brad's a master of setups anyway, and his driving is second to none. And we always expect to see him up the front.
Yeah, you do. No doubt that you do.
But one of your Dominion guys is running up in 3rd or 4th. How do you pronounce his name? Moises
Caraballo. And the Dominican contingency, yeah.
Dominican contingency there. He's running a good race.
Oh, he's currently running in 4th, but yeah, having a great race tonight. Oh, Brad nearly loses it coming out of the bus stop. I believe Andrew Werner might have gotten a little happy there.
He was just teasing Andrew.
Yeah, right? Looks like David Rowley's out.
Yeah, that's not good.
Bjorn is now in the pits. Oh. No, he's not. Bjorn's actually out on track.
Yeah, Aaron's catching him pretty, not too quickly, but he's catching him. They're both running on pretty worn tires, and they should be coming into the pits here pretty quick.
Connor Swain is in.
I think they're going to go one more lap. Almost everybody, I think, will pit on lap 18 here.
Well, your race leader's still out there.
What are you eating, Jack? I mean, Ken, you're making me hungry.
Sorry, it's pizza night at the Rodriguez household. Just trying to nibble on a little something.
Good, provecho.
Not very good for the broadcast, though.
Oh, David Poole's dropped down to 10.
Yeah, Poole had come
Al's already pitted. He's on the left.
Yeah, Poole had came into pit, and that's where he lost his position. So, and herein again, I say that this is
so
where we'll
Brad
go ahead.
It stayed out, and it looks like Andrew pulled in the pit.
Andrew did pull into the pits, and Brad did stay out. He's got 18 down, so working on lap 19 now.
Now that's a smart move on Brad's part, because if he can go, say, another lap, there's just that much less fuel he's going to have to carry and have to fill. So he gains in 2 places as far as weight is concerned.
Agreed.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But you see that he's starting to Tokyo drift around this Belgium track.
Yeah, I think he'll be in this lap. I think he's trying to get a real fast lap there without Andrew on it.
I'm still showing Andrew Werner up in second.
Oh, what happened? He must have had a problem. "30 seconds back."
Well, we're still on board with your race leader. Let's see what he decides to do this time around. Yep, and he's bringing it in.
It's like I got a little delay there, Ken, on the broadcast. So my whoa-whoa-whoas are coming a little late.
Yeah, that's all right. Everybody understands what you're whoa-whoa-whoing about. There's typically about anywhere between 15 to 30 second delay on the broadcast. Jeremy Bryant currently in fifth.
Is reporting Mike Greatrix overfueled, so he might be running a little heavy for the second stint.
Oh wow! Oh, that's not going to help at all. I mean, the second stint is really where you want to run as light as you possibly can. That's why if you're going to go long into your first stint, like you said, the benefit is to gain some extra time out there with the extra laps on track, and then taking on less fuel.
And carrying less fuel. to make it faster, especially as soon.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So, you know, I mean, why would... Well, I mean, perhaps an oversight on Great Trick's part?
Yeah, maybe he just didn't make the selection correctly or something. Or miscot. Not too sure how good the P4 is on fuel. Didn't do too much testing with it.
Jeremy Bryan up in third. And Andrew Werner is still up in second, and Brad Maris is still out in first. So Brad Maris able to get in and out of the pits, still ahead of Werner.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But Werner's right back where they were before, a little bit further back. But I suspect that Andrew pulled in the pits a little bit earlier. The lap before. Still got out before third place.
Yeah, that's quite possible. The only thing I can't see, let's see here, don't know if this thing will actually give us the, well, it gives us the gaps to the leaders.
Right now, they're just a couple of seconds apart. They're basically right back where they were before the cycle started.
Yeah, essentially. So it's Brad Maris in first, Andrew Werner, Jeremy Bryan, Alfonso Rodriguez, Moises Caraballo. Well, Bjorn Heyman's still up in sixth. I don't think that Bjorn has pitted yet.
Don't know.
And if he did, I gotta tell you, he got the biggest advantage of the night.
Yeah, he sure did, because Al already pitted. And if Bjorn already pitted too, that means Al lost a lot of positions on that deal.
Well, Bjorn just proved us wrong. He is pulling into the pits.
Is he? Okay. That probably means Aaron will be following him in.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because I haven't seen Parsons come in as yet. Rumor has it that we have... Oh, Parsons nearly losing it! Oh, man, he does some agricultural lawn mowing out there through Blanchimont. And he's going to stay out. Wow. He is going to stay out. I am very surprised.
That was a Tokyo Drift. Good to say.
Yeah, he nearly lost it through Blanchimont, but it looks like Bjorn is in and out of the pits fairly quickly now, so he's going to let Bjorn get by him, and that's going to relegate Parsons back to sixth. They're battling right now, going up Kemmel Straight. With the clear advantage, I would assume going to Bjorn. I don't know that Bjorn double stinted. It would really take me by surprise if he did.
Yeah, it would not be a good idea to do that. But Bjorn has to be happy knowing that Aaron still has to stop again, so he shouldn't battle him too much here. Just follow him to the pits.
Staying on with this battle for a moment. Going to be interesting to see what Parsons decides to do. They're running on lap 20 of 35 right now.
Yeah, and Aaron's having trouble with his tires, I can see. Unless Aaron already stopped the car. And maybe that's why he was a little loose there. Maybe that was his outlap we were watching. Because Aaron was following Bjorn right before the pit stop, so I don't think that they'd be that far apart unless Aaron had some off-track issue.
Right. Quite possibly, you're right.
Now that the tires have come up, it seems like everything's stabilized.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, because he hasn't had a moment since.
No.
And yeah,
you know Aaron, he always tries to car on the edge.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that he had to have pitted. I don't know if any one of these cars can actually go 22 laps on one tank.
I hope. I had the Audi set up for 17.9. I needed 18. The last race I had to stop twice.
Was that the max you can get out of it for this track?
Yeah. With my driving style, yes.
Okay.
Everybody else can get at least 18 with 90 liter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Aaron's already stopped.
Well, Al is back there in 7th. He's kind of running unchallenged. Greatrix going through Eau Rouge now is in 8th. Unchallenged. John Ludden just at the top of Eau Rouge is running in 9th. However, he's got Jack Ivy right behind him, and I think that the advantage here might go to Ivy. The fact that Ivy's running light tonight and Ludden's got all kinds of weight on that car.
Yeah, it's definitely a good possibility. Jack's been driving. I'd love to hear Jack commentate from in-car. That'd be fun.
You know, I don't see Connor Swain on the server anymore, unless I'm missing something. And Chris Moses is not racing tonight. That's who we're missing, Chris Moses.
Yeah, I think he's having some work schedule issues. I hope we see him next season full time.
Yeah. I didn't know he was having work schedule issues, so certainly hoping the best for him to be able to get back here with us. But we're down to about 18 drivers. Let me just cycle through the field here. If Omar Gomez is still out there, then we've got 18 drivers alive and kicking out here.
I was just going to ask you the same question because I'm hearing a lot of exits.
Well, it actually looks like we have 15 drivers. Carlos De La Torre is the last driver out there, the last active driver out there. So still on board with Aaron and Bjorn. These guys are going at it back and forth. They're side by side going into Lacombs. And now the ever daunting Bruxelles corner here. This is like a second gear off camber turn. I absolutely hate that corner.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of those that you can watch everybody else go off, and as long as you just hold it tight up in there, you're okay.
Yeah.
But every driver's like that. They tend to like their own, certain corners, the way it feels, and other drivers don't tend to like certain. I love Spa. It's a great track.
I love Spa
too.
Great
racing track.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's one of the most world famous racing venues. Not just for auto racing, but they have some superbike racing here too.
Yeah. And Bjorn gets the pass on Aaron. Good for him. But he's feeling pumped right now.
Yeah, right? All sorts of adrenaline's got to be pumping through his veins.
Yeah, not too often you get to put a pass on the master.
Very true. Very, very true. So just back of them, Al Merriman still holding down 7th. Al Merriman's out there kind of like by himself, unchallenged. And it looks like Greatrix did get the pass done on John Ludden. John Ludden back in 9th. Jack Ivy still trying to hunt down Ludden. He's got got a bit of a gap, but now Wathen is starting to make a little bit of inroads there to where Jack is at, and right behind Wathen is Mr. Christian Sanchez in the number 19 BMW Z4. Oh, Wathen loses it and stuffs it in the wall. Wathen loses it coming out of the chicane, turn 20, and stuffs it into the wall.
And spins it around and takes back off. Good for you, John.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Wathen's Thursday night partner, isn't that Ian Jolicoeur?
Yes, it is. Ian, I think, is working tonight.
Yep. So, yeah. So folks, just know that our virtual race drivers do have real jobs.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if anybody was covering for Ian tonight. I think it was Greg.
Greg Myers was covering for Ian in the other Porsche. I saw that he already posted in the forum what happened, all in about less than a sentence, and he concluded the sentence with, "I'm glad that I didn't practice."
Yeah, that's not good.
So Shubes is back in 14th. Oh, Andrew Werner out in first now. He got by Jeremy Bryant, and let's see, where is Brad?
Yeah, what happened to Brad?
We lost Brad. Oh, so sorry that we... Well, I mean, we really didn't miss anything because, you know, Werner was in second and Bryant in third, Rodriguez in fourth. So we have lost... Brad is off the server. He's off the map completely right now. Man, that is tough luck. He was running such a great race.
He's still on vent, so I just paged him to see if he would drop down.
Yeah. Wow. So your race order, your running order right now is Andrew Werner in first, Jeremy Bryant in second, Alfonso Rodriguez is running third, Moises Caraballo in fourth, Bjorn Heyman in fifth, Aaron Parsons, the wonder from down under, is in sixth, Al the Boss Merriman running in seventh, Mike Greatrix in eighth, John Ludd in ninth, Jack Ivey in 10th, Christian Sanchez 11th, David Poole is running 12th, John Wathen in 13th, Shubes in 14th, and Carlos De La Torre in 15th. That is your running order right now.
So it looks like Brad had a disconnect. Not good.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that really hurts their championship, team championship.
Well, I don't know. Let's see here. Considering that all of their points do count for the team championship, Jeremy is running in second right now, so let's take a look at the standings, see where they are.
Uh, 118 and from John Luden and Bjorn. Only 4-point difference right now.
Right, so if things were to end on this lap right here, looks like Suspect Speed Racing would be safe in first. Considering that Ludden is running back in ninth, Bjorn in fifth, I would have to look at the, I would have to do some math and look at the points assigned per position.
Yeah, let me check that out.
So fifth with gain 14 points. 9 gets 8 points. So that's what 14 and 9 gives you 23, and second gives you 20. So yeah, they would actually jump.
Rubber Dog Racing would be in number 1.
Yeah, by a couple points.
I think 5 more races to go. There's plenty of time for Brad and Jeremy to make a battle out of this.
Well, I tell you what I'd love to see going into the end of the season is a great shootout between the teams. I think that is where the individual points become the individual points kind of slip to the back burner, and team focus becomes the main focal point of the 2 drivers involved in that team. So I'd love to see a great team shootout towards the end.
Yeah, for sure. And last season, Rubber Dog Racing got second place in the team championship, only 7 points shy of a champion. So it looks like this season they're really making a run for it.
Yeah, agreed.
It won't be easy though with Brad and
David Poole back there in 12th is now trying to catch up to Christian Sanchez. Poole nearly lighting up the tires as he comes out of the chicane complex. Doesn't want to do that. So he's got Jack Ivey and Christian Sanchez directly ahead of him as all 3 of them go through Eau Rouge and now up to Kemmel Straight. With just 9 laps left to go.
I think we got to get Gup up here for one of these broadcasts.
I agree. I think that Kuno Simulazione needs to go ahead and fix the quirks about the limitations of drivers on track, so we can get on with our league and have as many folks show up as want to, and still have room for broadcasting.
Yeah. Well, Jackson, a nice little batter here with Christian.
Yep, I am actually on board with David Poole, just looking ahead and seeing what's going to come out of this. Quickly looking over at the timing and scoring, Jeremy Bryant with a faster last lap over Andrew Werner. Andrew Werner with a 2:19.440, Jeremy Bryant a 2:18.904. Sanchez looking to the inside of Jack Ivey. They go side by side into Blanchimont. Jack Ivey going to concede the spot. Oh, and David Poole gets by Jack Ivey as well. So Jack Ivey back to 10th. David Poole. I'm sorry, Jack Ivey back to 12th. David Poole to 11th. And Christian Sanchez to 10th. So now the battle becomes between Poole and Sanchez.
Jack's a gentleman driver. If he knows you're faster, he won't get in your way.
No, absolutely. He's always been that way. So we're going to move up just a little bit and see what is going on with some of these leaders. So Aaron Parsons in 6th. Bjorn's still running 5th. Moises Caraballo in 4th. Alfonso Rodriguez in 3rd. Jeremy Bryant is in 2nd. And we have a battle for the lead going on here within the next few corners, I would venture to say, as Jeremy Bryant has now caught himself up to Andrew Werner. Andrew Werner looking for that elusive win.
And Jeremy's trying to make up for his teammate disconnecting. And he's running faster, like he said. He's about a half a second quicker.
Yes, yes he is.
I'm thinking Jeremy might have done the same as Brad and pitted with. Or maybe he's carrying a little bit less fuel.
Well, I gotta tell you, I think that Werner just looked up in his mirror and said, holy crap, time to put on the heat, and he's starting to just gap slightly, ever so slightly.
Yeah, when you're running by yourself up the front, I think it's got to be hard for these guys to gauge their speed. But once you get a guy in your mirror, it reminds you very quickly.
So the gap is down to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, Andrew's running some pretty wide lines through that second.
Down into 2nd gear for Jeremy Bryant. Oh, he needed to get on that throttle just a little bit earlier to make a threat here on Andrew Werner. But looks like he didn't have... Looks like he couldn't get on the throttle as early as he would have liked. That Chevy Corvette probably having the longer legs up the Kemmel Straight over the Ferrari, but we know that the Ferrari is quick and nimble on the infield of this track.
Yeah, as Buck just pointed out, as Brad is a team leader, he'll teach Jeremy how to use all the track up. You know, with the wide lines I was talking about earlier, how wide.
Yeah, no doubt.
I always try to stay within the bounds. I don't go way out there like these guys do. Man, that's why I'm so slow. This is very interesting watching the race from this perspective. I very rarely watch the replay, except CC stuff.
Yeah, no, I know, and I gotta tell you, you know, I've taken a few lessons at the Skip Barber up in Lime Rock, you know, over the last few years. And the one thing that they tell you is to, you know, you got to use all the track, and then there are times where you have to use all of the track limits, and there are times where you have to go beyond the track limits. Some of these guys are certainly aware of that.
Yeah, I guess it's because you're binding up the car then, I would assume. You're not using those. Learn something every day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what? So when you're unwilling to explore going beyond the limits of a track. You lose precious tenths in some cases. So sometimes you just have to be adaptable, and I think that us as sim racers, perhaps one of the hardest things that we have to come to grips with is being adaptable in the virtual sense. One thing you don't want to do while you're in competition is lose it to the point where you put yourself into the wall or off track, and I think that's what keeps some of us in check.
Yeah, I've always had the philosophy I'd rather finish last than not finish it.
Right. Well, Jeremy Bryan is trying his best, but no joy for him right now in catching Andrew Werner, and it looks like Alfonso Rodriguez. Let's see here. He's a few seconds.
Looks like Al's catching Aaron also. I think Al will get him in a couple of corners here. He'll be up on his bump. Oh, he's up on his bump now.
Yes, he is. So we are now on board with Mr. Marimon. Al racing out of Massachusetts, trying to catch the wonder from down under. Aaron Parsons racing out of Australia. So Al with a good run going up Kemmel Straight. Looks like he's going to get the pass done unless Aaron goes deep in the braking zone, but no, it's a done deal. Al gets the pass done on Aaron for the 6th spot.
See if Al has any luck catching Bjorn in that Nissan.
Well, I got
Bjorn's running a great race.
He is. He's running a fantastic race, and I got to tell you this about Al. Since we moved over to Assetto Corsa, he has been on fire. You know, much more over what he was running on a regular basis in GTR2. He has been top 10 material every single race. So he's been doing a really great job here on Thursday nights, Assetto Corsa.
Oh, looks like Bjorn just had a little off there.
Alright, he is running 5th. Let's take a look and see what the gap is.
I think I was getting confused. I'm watching 2 replays.
Well, there's a bit of a gap between Bjorn and
Al.
yeah.
Yeah, about 5 seconds.
Yeah, roughly about 5 seconds there.
Yep, 6.14 to be exact. Looking at Al's on board.
Oh, great.
So I'm seeing Christian Stein. This is no lap time. Christian Stein, no lap time.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that.
Ooh.
Don't know what happened. He had to have gotten penalized?
Yeah, something. And Mike Greatrix just had a moment.
Well, I see that Christian Sanchez is in the pits. I'm not sure if he might have pulled it off. Wathen just a few seconds ago having suffered another spin.
Yeah, John had a really good race. I think it was at Silverstone a couple races ago. I think the Porsche is really good at some tracks and scary at other.
Yeah.
And only 3 more laps to go.
Only 3 to go, buddy. Boy, I gotta tell you, having a co-host really made this go by super quick. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm surprised how quick it went. Apologize for my lack of commentary experience.
No, not at all.
It's been a lot of fun.
Not at all. There's been no lack of commentary whatsoever. This has been fantastic.
And thanks to Gup for our hit insight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really...
He's been down there in the pits with you know, in the trenches with the teams on pit road. AKA Ventrilo.
Exactly. Who's that guy in Formula One that's always doing the pit lane commentaries?
Yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, Gup is our equivalent. Like, I can't remember the guy's name. But, always love listening to those guys in the...
Yes, sir. So let's see. We're looking at Bjorn Heyman. And yeah, he's got quite a bit of a gap on Al.
Yeah, it's a done deal for Bjorn. All he has to do is keep it on track, and I think he'll get his best finish of the season. So, and the way that car is running, and the way Bjorn's running this season, I think he's got some more good finishes to look forward to.
Absolutely agreed.
He just gained a ton on me. I had about a 14 point spread between us, and after this, it's going to be down to a couple of points.
Nice. So Jeremy Bryant, man, he is giving it his all trying to catch Werner. Werner not giving an inch. Werner is just driving consistent lap after lap after lap. And Werner knows it. I guess he's just thinking, you know, perhaps if he keeps his drive consistent, he's guaranteed a win here tonight. And I think that's what he's looking for. He's looking for a win here tonight. And as is Bryant, you know, Jeremy as well, no doubt.
Yeah, I was in the pits like I suspect. He didn't have enough fuel.
Yeah, he didn't have enough fuel.
Yeah, he had to stop way too early. I don't know where that's going to drop him down to 7th. If he can maintain. Still get a 7th out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a splash and go, is he out of the pits yet?
Yeah, he's out of the pits. And he's going on to the first straightaway there, so he's good to go. And I think he got tires.
Well, he still has 7th sewed up right now because John Ludden has not made the pass on him. I'm up front with your race leaders as we have just one more lap to go.
Jeremy's not quitting. He's still... But the Corvette's a good car. It's going to be tough to pass in.
He certainly is trying to catch Werner. Jeremy is definitely working that steering wheel, trying to hug every apex, you know, slow in, fast out as best as he can.
Hanging on for dear life, that looks like.
Well, I guess he knows, he figures it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and she ain't sang yet.
Exactly. Like your little ticker there for Alfonso has got his name as Alf.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Remember that show?
So Al will hold on to his 7th place, and the 2 leaders coming through Blanchimont as I speak for what should be the last time. And if my calculations are correct, then this thing is registering laps the way I think it registers laps. Are they done? No, looks like they gotta go around one more time.
One more time. I created an app that added a lap so I knew exactly what lap I was on, because it was always confusing.
Oh, so you know the Python language.
I taught myself.
Very nice.
What I needed to know.
Well, we have another member here that's trying to lay the groundwork for an app that's going to be conducive to broadcasts and give us the ability of knowing when folks come into the pits without having to guess and all kinds of good stuff. So I'm hoping that comes to pass. We'll talk a little bit offline about that.
Yeah.
So with
yeah,
one lap,
pretty easy to do with.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh man, with 1 lap left to go, Bryant is really trying his hardest.
So there's a wreck in Aru. I don't know if it already happened or when it happened, but our Big Bag Up is reporting it. Let's just stay with this. If Andrew makes a mistake, or
not that we're wishing it on Andrew. We want to see him take that win.
No. No curses here. But Jeremy's working the wheel, trying to keep it straight and fast. Can't say he's not trying, that's for sure.
No, he certainly is trying, but as Werner comes through the last 2 corners, all he's got to do is just keep it straight. And that's a guarantee. That's it. This is it. Race is over, and Andrew Werner will take the checkered flag, followed very closely by Jeremy Bryant.
Congratulations, Andrew and Jeremy.
Alfonso takes 3rd, Bjorn 4th, Moises 5th, Aaron Parsons in 6th, Al Merriman 7th, John Ludden 8th, Mike Greatrix takes 9th, David Poole will round out your top 10. So that's kind of it. As everybody goes ahead and finishes crossing the start-finish line, Tom Schubeck will finish 11th, John Wathen in 12th, Ivy in 13th, and Delatorre in 14th. Christian Sanchez dropped out, so 14 finishers out of 23.
It looks like Al was a lap down, huh?
Yeah, it looks that way. So let's see if we can go and grab Andrew Werner and bring him up in here.
Sounds.
Andrew Werner, Ken Rodriguez, and John McIntyre in the broadcast booth. Do you copy?
I copy.
What a run.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
feeling a little worn out. Sorry, go ahead.
I imagine that you are feeling a little worn out there. We know that Jeremy Bryant, for the better part of the second stint after Brad suffered a disconnect, was right there along with you, trying his best. And I got to tell you that the last 5 or 6 laps was perhaps some of the best driving that I've seen out of Bryant. He was working that wheel, trying to get a hold of you, but you just kept it smooth and consistent. You want to speak about that? I'm sure that you've seen him in your mirror. So we were hoping you can just give us a little bit of an update on that.
Yeah, sure. No, Jeremy put up a really tough fight, and actually it was a little bit unnerving. I actually I had the wrong setup for that race, and so I didn't have the pace that I was expecting, unfortunately. But Jeremy got up behind me and just was doing all the right things, trying to come around. I feel a little bit bad. There was one point going down after Eau Rouge where we were lined up on the right side, and I started to go across to the left, line up for the turn, but as he did, and I hope he didn't think I was trying to block him there. I was just trying to get over into the turn, but he raced a spectacular race, and I'm actually surprised that I held on, but I'm really happy.
Good. Congratulations, Andrew. It was a good run.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, a very well-deserved win here. So, that now with your win and Bryant coming in second, and even Robert's Dog Racing. So we have some scuttlebutting going on here with the team championship. We're gonna have to see what these points are gonna do for the team championship. But I was mentioning on the broadcast to Johnny Mac that what I would love to see for the remainder of the season is a great team shootout. Now, there's always great, driver shootouts for the championship, but I think it gets a little bit more intense when you've got 4, maybe 6, even 8 drivers going for it just to get that team championship. So, we're looking forward to that. Your win tonight certainly mixes things up.
Yeah, there's a lot of competitive drivers this season. There always are at NAGP, so it's always fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I think it's going to be a good second half of the season, and I'm looking forward to everybody else doing well and giving each other a real run for the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, again, congratulations, Andrew Werner, on your win here at Spa, the mid-season classic for Thursday night's GT2, and we look forward to a lot great things coming out of you the rest of the season and going forward.
Thanks, Ken. Yeah, and thanks you guys for doing the broadcast. I enjoy watching it every week after the race.
Yep, absolutely, not a problem. We're going to go ahead and drop you back down there into your team channel with your buddy David Poole and let you guys celebrate. And again, once again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Hey, no problem. Take care. Thank you.
So there you have it, Andrew Werner post-race interview. Very elated that he won there, and certainly, as I mentioned, John, this is certainly going to mix things up in the team championship. So we got to stay tuned for the remainder of this season.
Yeah, we got 5 races left. We've got at least 2 teams right now, maybe 3 teams in the hunt, and you never know what's going to happen. Can't wait till next.
Yep. So let's see. We're going to be doing this again next week. Next week we will be coming to you live from. Let's take a look here at August. What is it? No, it's still July. So we did a Spa. We'll be coming to you live from Zolder. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's always an exciting track. A lot of horsepower, a lot of little, and a lot of good driving.
Sounds good. Well, you know what? For John McIntyre and the North American Grand Prix, I'm Ken Rodriguez. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you again next week. Everybody, have a good night. And Johnny Mac, thank you so much again for contributing here. It was an absolute blast having you on the broadcast.
Well, thanks, Ken. I appreciate the kind words, and hopefully I can get better at this deal as time.
Yep, absolutely.
And,
Have a good
send
night.
me some of that pizza.
Oh yeah.
I need some. Okay, man. Thank you very much, guys. Take